de cette mauvaise route. On sait, c'est Meki Nanga. C'est mon frère et en moi il n'y a pas de doute. C'est love, c'est love, c'est love, c'est love. Mais quand je tourne dans mon lit et que je repense à nos délires, je me dis mais c'est quoi ton délire? Et ton visage me sourit. Je t'aime trop mais je sais bien que toi et moi jamais. C'est le mec qui regarde. Trahir un frère c'est dormir sans jamais te perdre. Jamais.
Quand je te vois je t'avoue que j'ai perdu. Et tu es toujours mon ami. Quand je vois tes yeux, je sens bien que tu t'en veux. Dis-moi maintenant ce qui va pas. Je sens qu'il y a quelque chose que je ne sais pas. De te voir au autour de ma femme. Tu sais bien que pour elle, je commettrais des drames. Oh mon gars, s'il faut on va se ram-pam pam. On va se ram-pam pam pam. Ram-pam pi-pam pam pam. Tu me dis comme dans mon thème.
C'est dormir sans jamais de paix. Jamais, 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 sans jamais, jamais, sans jamais, jamais, sans jamais, 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 sans jamais, jamais, toi et moi jamais, jamais, jamais. C'est Meki Nanga. Jamais.
Mic check, mic check. Mic mitigate, whatever. It's Sunday. I'm tired. I'm full of allergies. But we alive. Hallelujah. Welcome to Club Shada episode 240. We are 10 episodes away from the big 250 celebration. Can you believe that we already been talking since we started with the pandemic and now we're here. Ain't that beautiful? Listen, the title of this episode is Mary's World, and we're gonna go into Mary's World and see what we find there. Listen, careful, sometimes you find hell in there, women. I hope everybody is feeling good. I hope everybody is in good spirit. This show is brought to you by ShadaWare.com. Gods of Good Fortune. It is midnight and 41 here in Lisbon, Portugal. I want to say a big shout out to all the new subscribers to the channel. 2,500 new subscribers. We are 800 subscribers away from 200,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. This is crazy. So hi to Fernando, Luigi, Robert, Juvel, like Crazy Boy Funny. I can't spell that name. I understand that it's. Listen. I know all the names are taken, but Jalen C. Blazian. Maybe it's a Blazian. Anyway, Amanda, Jade, Rose, etc. I want to acknowledge our stream royalty, Mike Phoenix, for the month of September with $20. If you want to become the stream royalty of the month of September, you still have 4 days. All you have to do is just give $21 and you become the king of the stream. But thanks to all the sponsors who are making this show possible, especially ShadaWare. Actually, tonight I'm wearing a Club Shada hat that you can order in the store, plus this beautiful shirt that I bought in Dakar, Senegal, where we were shooting the. Why is the music so loud in my ears? Listen. Yeah, as I was saying. Perfect. So I was saying, we were shooting the video for Kilulu, and actually I didn't want to buy it because it looked very cheap. But that girl, first of all, she was beautiful. Second of all, she was harassing me for me to buy something. So at the point I was, you know what? How much is it? It was like $10. So I was like, let me buy the shirt. Let me be pretty boy a little bit. Bought the shirt, talked to her nice, she was smelling sweat, but she was beautiful. Anyway, forget about it. Listen, I hope everybody's fine. Everybody put me in the chat where you are watching from. You put the city you are watching from, the flag where you're watching from, and what time it is where you are. And here in Lisbon, Portugal, as I told you before, it is midnight and 44. And let me introduce you to a girl that I didn't know 6 months ago, I guess. And then I had a conversation with a friend of mine. An acquaintance, some guy I know. That is a guy that was introduced to me by another guy called Buddy. And we had a conversation. I was like, yo, I need somebody to monetize, I'm looking for somebody to buy me sponsors for my show. Just somebody who finds sponsors. And then he was like, oh yeah, I have somebody. But he said, I'll find you somebody. And then I didn't hear from him for 6 months. And then this summer I was at a body shows, and this guy was there. And he's like, oh, the person I wanted to introduce you, she's here. And boom. Some cute girl come out of nowhere, and she's like, oh, hi, da, 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 da. Perfect English. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And yeah, exchange. We were supposed to talk about it, etc. And then I think we had the business talk. But listen, it was the summer, everybody was busy. We were We had a little bit of back and forth. We actually, she actually works. I mean, we're gonna talk about all this, what she does for a living, where she works, etc., etc. And then I've been invited in her podcast. First of all, I started listening to her podcast first of all before she even sent me the link. I looked it up, found it from her profile on Instagram, and I started listening a few episodes. It was cool. She was doing podcast drunk. I was like, okay, this sounds like modern woman. And then I was like, hi. Then she invited me to her podcast. So I said, listen, you invite me to your podcast, let me invite you to mine. Let me take you to introduce you to the Shada gang. And it's a few of us at night late, plus the ones who watch us after they sleep. Anyway, enough talking. I want everybody to put me a lot of rainbows and a lot of unicorns for the one and only Mary's Word. Yay!
Hey, Club Shada.
There you go. Listen. What up, Christian? How are you? It's Van Dunem. It's been a long time. It's been like 2 or 3 months I didn't see you. Welcome, cousin Joel. Hello. I hope you're doing good. Listen, Joel, when do you invite me to your channel? Like, you should invite me to your show. I mean, anyway. What up, Ski Rio from on Facebook, watching on Facebook. Yeah, this show is also on Facebook tonight. I just wanted to try. From time to time, I add Facebook from time to time. So, Joel is in Niagara Falls in Canada. It's 7:44 p.m. Joel, where's your wife? Why is your wife always coming here late? I would love to know, because she always arrives mid-show. Yeah, listen. Hi, welcome to Club Shada, Mary.
Thank you. I am flattered to be here.
People are very nice here, but they come late. So as we talk, they will arrive. Mm-hmm. What up, Malcolm Beast? Welcome.
Hey, Malcolm.
Malcolm, I was about to say we should do a song with Mary, but apparently she's retired already. She's like she started young and she left. She was like, oh shit, it stinks here.
Yeah. This shit is crazy. I'm out.
Oh, your wife is listening just beside you? Why she's not saying hi in the chat? What is this? What kind of... Tell her to be polite and to say hi to her cousin. It's a girl. So he's asking you, what is this in French? Like, what is this nice thing with hair looking like Dragon Ball? I was like, yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It is too late. Like,
have you ever recorded live a podcast at this time?
No, because that's like, my podcast is audio only, and I can like do, for example, like record 5 shows because it's short. It's like 30 minutes, 45 tops, and then I'll just schedule, because I'll just do 1 episode,
and then
and I'll just go about my life. But hey, this is cool too, because this is live. Like, you can't edit it, so.
Yeah, you can send a link. You can send a link to your friends, and they can show up if you want.
Yeah, I won't do that. No. Because I look crazy. I look good, but no. This is gonna be Club Shada.
You let us do the compliments.
Yes, thank you.
But you look great. Don't worry. It's so good. And everybody, it's a safe space here.
I feel very safe.
Hey, Julie. Hey, Club Shada. Hey, how are you doing, Mary? Nice to meet you. So, Mary or Marie? Or Mary? Mary?
Okay, so
or Maria?
I accept Mary for English speakers because it's with a Y, so I'm not mad.
Okay.
But The correct pronunciation is Mari because my name is Cuban, right? My mom is Cuban.
Okay.
So it's two names. So it's Mari Carla.
Oh,
For example, like Mari
okay.
Carmen, or so it's two names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell her to stop working, come say hi, and go back to editing. Tell her to be polite. If not, the next live she does Saturday, I'll be there. And you know when I come to the live, and uh, anyway, yeah. So Mari Carla, I like it. So where were you born? Let's start with the beginning. Listen,
Let's start with that.
actually, I don't know you that much.
Yeah.
We
So
probably spoke 2 times in our lives.
Yep.
And I mean, we chat on WhatsApp, but we spoke like we saw 3 times. We saw each other live the first time at Buddy's show. Then we talk on the phone once, business.
Yeah.
Then we talk again when we did your podcast.
Yes.
The rest is audio note. So we actually learning about each other, right?
Yeah.
So one thing I can say about you before, no, okay, listen, I know you a bit because I've been listening to your podcast. I've been listening to your podcast about
my life.
the dating life, the being with gangsters, all that stuff, and
No.
and I actually I could I mean, on your Instagram, lots of nice photos. You know, I think you've been doing some modeling, or maybe it's just for Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, some photo shoots.
But I think that it feels to me that you're confident enough with yourself to not really care much about your image. I mean, it's not that you don't care about your image, but you don't need to do extra.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this tells a lot about the confidence of a woman. Because some others would come here,
Yeah.
they would go to the hairdresser, they makeup, etc., etc. You don't need all that. So this is cool. Where were you born?
So I was born in São Tomé e Príncipe. So I
Okay.
really am 100% Santomian.
Okay. So we say Santomian,
Yeah,
but your mother is Cuban.
exactly. My mom
So
is Cuban.
she lived there and she met your dad there?
Exactly. So she went from Cuba to a work mission. She's a doctor. She's a
Okay. Oh, wow.
Cuban pediatrician. And she went to São Tomé on a work, like trip. I think it was supposed to be like 6 months, something like that. And then
Okay.
she met my dad at the hospital because my dad is also a doctor.
Oh, wow.
But
That's
he's a
cool.
general doctor, and he
Okay.
does all of the, organization stuff, going to Africa, like all of this
Okay.
stuff. So they met at the hospital, fell in love, had me, got married.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Listen. You know how I call this? I call this the fresh meat.
Oh,
You
right.
snatch it on arrival, like fresh before everybody's like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a pro
Very
of,
quick.
I'm a pro. I'm fresh meat pro. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you. That's how I met my wife. She just arrived too from Guinea-Bissau. She was
Oh.
born in Russia. Then
You're like-
all her life Guinea-Bissau. She arrived in Portugal. Snatch.
Yeah, before anybody gets in touch with her,
I was like,
you're like, yeah.
how
that's
long you
mine.
been here? 6 months. What? Where's your past? There in Guinea. Perfect.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
the wife has finally
enter.
decided to say hi. Yeah, I've been looking for you. Do I want some money? Yes. Finally, we have a beautiful face here on Sunday. Thanks for all the previous guests.
Oh my gosh. You should feel insulted.
No, listen. She's my cousin. She knows I'm beautiful. She knows. Listen, I'm the most beautiful guy of my family.
Okay.
I've been saving DNA everywhere I go, like different countries, putting my DNA, saving it. So,
Exactly.
what up, Saruho She World? What up, brother? So you were saying, so he met her at the hospital as they were doctor. They fell in love on the job, and they had you.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
They have me. Yeah. That's really beautiful. Beautiful love story. Unusual mix.
Yeah, there's not a lot of São Tomé X. So it's more São Tomé, Portugal, but it is not a lot of. Actually, I don't know a lot of São Tomés. I know Vandame, who I used to work with. She's from São Tomé. I know the guys from Calema. They are from São Tomé. I know a famous singer. Duca? What's his name?
There's a girl. I don't know if she's famous, but I think her name is Silvia Barros. I don't know if you know.
Is this the one that is having hits right now?
Don't know if it's a hit, but she dropped a song. It was quite nice. I think it was called. I don't know the name of the song, but she was on a beach, and it was quite nice.
I just saw that video. I was just now talking to the guy who did the video.
Yeah.
Silvia
Barros, I think. If it's not Silvia Barros,
is that her?
Yeah.
I know. I don't know this one. No, that's not the one. I know this girl.
Yeah, she's from São Tomé.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, she got a cool song.
Okay. No, I don't know her. I was talking to somebody else. That's the flag. I also know one of beatmaker I work with, Paulo Pequeno, is also from São Tomé.
Oh, so, yeah, I've worked with Paulo before, yeah.
Respect is asking what is your so this is her podcast.
Instagram.
That's her Instagram. Yeah. So this is the fake her. You have the real one here. But that's the one with makeup.
Exactly.
Listen.
But see, it's only one photo.
Listen.
And then
it's great to look great without makeup, so that when you go in mode, you now are stupendous. So I would say that. I would say that not bad.
Hottie.
Listen, not bad. Cuban hottie, not bad at all. So everybody, if you want to stalk her on Instagram, that's the Instagram. Let me put it in the chat. Say I sent you. And there's also the podcast, which is Mary's World. Listen, there you go. Everybody, go follow both. There, the links are in the chat. I will also add them in the description of the show. And so let's talk about the podcast. What is, first of all, did you start with working where you are working? Oh, listen, Dahlia, don't be like this. I'm not a back in the days pretty boy. I'm a pretty boy forever. I don't like the way you listen, you know that even if you've been with my cousin, married and kids since Africa, I can still send a nice Canadian and destroy all this. I can't do it. I know he's the man of God, but I can send a woman of God. I know some of them, strippers. Anyway, so Juca, that's the name. Thank you.
Juca,
I remember.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I remember going with him to the elections, and I performed for the elections, and I was supposed to say in the middle of my show, I had people telling me in the back, "Hey, say vote LMSTP, say." I was like, yeah, big up to LMSTP, and everybody was,
like just like real subtle, like I don't do politics.
Yeah, it was election show. So,
Yeah.
did you start your podcast because of who you work for, or did you start the podcast first and then because you work for a podcasting company, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me explain. No, I started podcasting. So I had another podcast before this podcast with the same name, like Mary's
Okay.
World Podcast. This one is the Mary's World Podcast because I had to change it. So I started that podcast mainly because I had finished my bachelor's and I didn't have a job. Like I couldn't find a
Okay.
job. And I was still applying for masters and all of that. So I was like, what can I do with my free time? I've always wanted to have my own show.
Okay.
Like I've always wanted to be like the host of a TV show or something like that. But I quickly noticed that there was no space for me in the TV like media space.
At that time, you were living in Lisbon or still in São Tomé?
Oh yeah, Lisbon. I've moved from São Tomé since I was 2 years old, so I've grew
Okay.
up in Lisbon, like
Okay.
my whole
Okay.
life. So I quickly realized that there was I could have applied to certain jobs in TV in Portugal, but I knew that I wouldn't be able to have my show until I had like a long ass career, right?
Be a presenter, etc., etc.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? F all of that. I'm just gonna create my own stuff. So what I did
Entrepreneur.
yeah, I just started my podcast and I recorded it with my phone, which still,
Give me a second.
yeah.
How did you know about podcasting, and how long was this?
So this was about 3 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 years ago, you already. Oh yeah, I mean, there was the explosion of podcasting at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of knew because I've always been interested in doing radio, and I kind
Okay.
of wanted to do radio in Lisbon. I was very good at it, like in my bachelor's assignments and all that. But then again, I never saw people that looked like me, especially women that looked like me, doing radio. The only one I did saw was Yolanda Tati, and she started with a career on YouTube. And
Okay.
at that time, I had already released my music video, and that was blowing up. I had like 200K views. So I was like, well,
So you started as a singer,
yeah.
then you went into. So I'm asking my questions wrong. I should ask you more about the singing first. I'll come
Yeah.
back to this. It's no problem. It's
Okay.
so you were looking into having your own show, and why go radio or podcast more than YouTube?
Because I felt like podcasting was way more honest, and I didn't have a lot of work. YouTube, I
What you
still
mean
had to-
honest?
Like with podcasting, you can just. I feel like it's more of a safe space. Number one, you don't really have the comments of people. Now you do. Now you have comments on Spotify, but that's
Yeah?
pretty much. Yeah, you have comments there. And
For real?
Yeah, and on Spreaker, which is where I work,
Wait
the
a
app,
minute.
you can leave comments there. And you also have
If I go
polls.
to Joe
People
Rogan,
can vote. Yeah,
so
people
I
can
go to
like
an episode, I don't have comments.
but I think that you can enable that. Like you can send an email and blah blah blah. I'll show you later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, interesting.
So at that time, there were no comments. The only comments you would get is if you would put that audio on YouTube, and of course, YouTube has a comment section. So people would be like, "Oh, I really like it," or "I hate it." But I always thought that podcasting was way more freeing, less judgmental, and you didn't really have to follow the trends. You can just have your own trend.
But podcast is becoming video now.
Yeah.
Most
now, but-
most of my podcasts that I listen to are I actually watch them on YouTube, and
yeah.
I like actually
seeing.
I might listen I might listen to them while I'm jogging. I might listen to like 2 hours or an hour of, but once I get home, I pick where I left and I go to YouTube so I can watch them because I love watching also the expression of the people and etc. etc.
Yeah, but I mean that's a preference.
Yeah,
I
that's me
I
as a
like
as a
watching some podcasts, but some of them I like hearing
list.
because I feel like it's more intimate.
But I'm realizing as well that most radio shows. So I left France 10 years ago, but I still listen more when it comes to politics, geopolitics, and stuff that everything that is tech, podcast, societal stuff in general. I will listen to in English, but everything that has to do with like French politics or commentary about stuff, I would not listen to it in Portuguese because I don't know. It's not something that I'm used to do. But most of the podcasts that I listen in French are more about the new stuff that's still happening in France and stuff. And I've realized that all of these shows now, even if they used to just be radio shows, now they're all added image. Everybody's adding image to everything. Don't you believe that at a point you might jump the and start showing yourself?
No, I'm not doing it. And you know why? Like, it's like I think you kind of explained it in the beginning. Like, when I was doing music and all that, like, I had to sell myself, right? So photo shoots, like all of this stuff, blah, 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 always and I kind of got sick of that.
Why?
Because I just don't feel like being polished all the time and having makeup and having to smile and be polite and nice. So
you
I
really
just like
want
and if I start showing my face, that means I need to, because
makeup.
The internet. So I want to look presentable. And when I filmed my podcast, my previous podcast, I had to do a full-on makeup, get my hair done, get the lighting, edit, blah blah. I'm not doing it because.
So are you lazy? Are you lazy or you want to be free?
I think both.
Okay.
Because I just, in that time, I use my podcast also as my therapy sessions.
Okay.
Because I'm like, right now, I'm just going to be talking about my life. I don't care what you're going to think of me. I'm just going to read books. And this is what it is. But I think it makes it more special.
Yeah.
Because people are like, even though I'm not seeing her face, I'm going to listen to her.
And I relate. You know, actually my show, which in a way is a podcast, but it's not made to be a podcast. It's actually about my life as well. Most of the time I start the show by saying what I did today, how was my day, etc., or stuff that happened. Like last week, my house almost burned. It was like the whole talk of the show. We had an electrical cable that just started burning, and like, lucky for us, we were there. And then it's my point of view on different subjects and how my point of view is moving because this is life, first of all, and as the learning something, being emotional, and coming back to the subject a year later, having a complete different opinion, or just a different opinion, or an evolved opinion. And interestingly, I used to, because being an artist, because being photographed and filmed and judged in a way by strangers all the time, I always cared about my appearance and stuff. And I used to always, when I used to do my first YouTube videos, when I was talking, I had my Inspire series. I would cut all the and anything redundant, all these hesitation, and be in a way not fake but edited,
Yes,
I would say.
yeah,
And because of this show, because of having to show up twice a week, sometimes tired, sometimes with allergies, sometimes fresh out of COVID, or sometimes with my daughter at the hospital, cried every day. Like,
yeah,
it actually made me not only more real, but also more accepting of my own image and my own flaws. That, yeah, I mean, it's me, like, in sometimes I watch episode 1 or episode 10. I watch an old episode, and I just to see where I am in my space, or maybe I remember what was going on in my life at that time, and I'm like, wow, I think the reason why people gravitate to this show, and a lot of people watch this show and they're not in the chat. They just watch, and they say nothing. And sometimes they will send me a message, or I meet them in the club and they're like, yo, your show is amazing. I learned this, I learned that. Da, 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 da. Oh, listen, are you so real? I love the fact that you're so real. I was like, why you never put a comment or something? Nah,
I'm just embarrassed.
And some
Where's
people,
the
like,
word?
some artists tell me they watch every episode.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I was talking to some famous Angolan artists in a party a month ago, and they were like, yo, we watch every episode. We learn so much. I was like, wow. And I guess the fact of being in front of the camera every all week made me a little more, for example, color conscious. I really used to not care. I would have wore the green one with the blue.
Yeah.
And because of seeing myself, I started like, okay, taking care a little more of my bird, not wearing the same shirt, like, because sometimes I would wear a shirt and then the week after I'm wearing the same shirt because you went to the washing machine and it came back. So, but then you can realize, because you are seeing yourself all the time, oh, I wore everything I have. I have to get more stuff, or I have to design more stuff, or I have to go to the store and get me something new to wear. And like,
No, but because it matters, right? It's still your show. It's your
Yeah.
image. Like, it counts.
but I in a way, I think it was beneficial to my brand. And I'm not trying to convince you, because I don't think you're a person that is convinced. You seem like, I listen to your show. You seem like one of those fierce feminists. I feel
I'm
like,
not a feminist. No. I like me a gentleman. I pull on my chair, pay my bill, like the dinner bill, right? Like, no, no, absolutely
I
not. Who said
okay,
that?
cool.
Who invented that? No.
I'm joking with you, but I mean, I believe that because anyway, of the market of podcasts is becoming video. I believe that even just the way you are right now, in your room, in pajamas, I guess, you would probably rock double, because I mean, you know how hard to watch, like this guy saying, most of the time I'll be staring at the left hand side speed of the screen, but nowadays my focus would be on the one on the right. God's creature. Oh my
Amen.
God. Amen. Theodore is saying Kinshasa represent. Julie is saying she's got effortless beauty. That's fine.
Thank you.
You see what I mean? PNP Music. Hey, I found one of your sisters from Saint Tome. Look at that.
Hey.
So
Yeah, because I understand what you're saying, and I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah. But my thing really is like, I'll probably do that for like an exclusive thing, like a Patreon thing, or a little private show because I just I cannot be bothered to put on makeup and do my like I can't. So I'll
But
just really show up like this.
listen,
Which
it's not like you are. It's not like I'm having a hard time looking at my screen and being like, oh my god, she's ugly.
Yes.
Like no, listen, you look good. So you look good this way with your glasses. So I don't see why it would be a problem to show up exactly this way with your little glass of wine, of your water, in your pajamas, and you're here talking and doing it. Because listen, this Mary's World, in my head I was like, okay, this is going to be a girl podcast. It's going to be really like for women empowerment, etc. It's going to be interesting to listen. I'm going to check it out. It's going to be cool. But I mean, I don't know if I'm not gonna subscribe for the pleasure. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? I'm real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to your show because I'm curious, but I'm not gonna subscribe and be for the pleasure or just no. If I'm not interested in the show, I'm just. So, I remember listening to one episode. I think you were tipsy on that episode. You were with your wine, a glass of wine. I don't remember what was it about. It was like when I just met you. So the episode you put out at that moment, and I listened to the whole thing, and I subscribed after, and I was like, yo, I like that show. I like the energy. I like. And that I have to finish it actually. The one where you talked about your love life, you went through the whole thing, and I was like, that's really interesting. And she's actually, as she's just talking about her own life, she's also giving a lot of gems for other women to use, or maybe to relate and to feel like they're not alone. So I believe that same thing with guests from time to time, like we did yesterday. Listen, when we recorded, it was yesterday or 2 days before. The one we recorded, actually, everybody go check out her episode with me and her. It was great. We were supposed to do 20 minutes. We did an hour and something. When I was, we were on the video thing. And we were just recording the audio, but we were seeing each other the same way we are now. In my head, I was like, she should completely put out the video version. That in my head, I was like, that was just perfect the way it was. You had your little pink clouds in the back, like it was great. So I think maybe you don't trust yourself enough to appear on camera, and maybe you're not comfortable. Some people are like that. I used to be like that when I was younger, but I believe that if you find the right way to be comfortable, for example, like now, just your glasses, no makeup, crazy hair. If it's fine like you this way, you just do it this way. And from time to time, you arrive all made up and stuff, and everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? And I just came back from a dinner, or I just came back from a date, and you stay real. Because if I feel that for you, being real is something that you've been telling me a few times already. It feels like being real is something that is very important to you. And the fakeness of the music industry puts you off. So what happened?
Man, nothing really specific.
Wait a minute.
Like,
Wait a minute. Numéro 1, Libinza, ouais, c'est moi. Why does she need makeup with that face? Women paint their faces to hide.
Not blackhead.
Something to represent. Where to listen to the podcast? Okay, let me give you the link to the podcast. Let me find it. Where is it? Okay, the last episode of me and her together. I put the link on. I'm gonna send you the Spotify link.
Yeah.
But you can also find it. There's the link. It's on the. It's in the chat. I'll put everything in the description of the show. You can also find it on Apple Music and I guess everywhere. So does she still sings? Listen, PNP.
No.
Listen, your cousin PNP from Santomé is one of the best beat maker out there. He
I know
does.
we worked together.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did a little Zouk song, but
What?
PNP, to be honest, that was a flop. That was not cute.
Did he come out?
Yeah, but it was a long time ago, and I
How
didn't
long
really
ago?
use Zouk. Oh, come on, I was like 17. I don't know. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it was a long time. It was back when I started making music. I actually
Where, where's the
started.
song?
Uh, is it tonight? I don't know. Like PNP, just get the link there. Like, 'cause I don't
All
even
right,
know where
listen.
this
PNP,
song
put the
is.
link in the chat. Ah, cool. Okay, listen. PNP is really one of the best. You know it. He's good.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to. Can she remove her glasses for a sec, please, just to check something, nigga?
Okay, you got requests. Well, I can remove the glasses, no problem. Get ready for the strip tease of the glasses, okay?
Okay.
Ta-da-da-da-da. This is it.
Joel is saying. So Joel is a TV producer. He's my cousin as well. He's saying being real can be her brand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The song was not her vibe. All right.
Yeah. It was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is saying she's naturally beautiful.
Thank you, Dahlia.
So, the music industry. What did you like? What you didn't like? First of all, why singing? It was a dream? People told you had a voice, etc. You wanted to,
Yeah. Okay. So I'll explain.
Yeah.
So I started school. So my primary school, I was in this classical music school. I was in the choir, and I also played viola.
Oh,
So
nice.
this is not violin. So you're a music guy. So this is viola. I
Okay.
played viola in the orchestra. Loved it. Thought that the regimen was like it was quite rigid. The learning process. Um, thank you, PNP. Yeah, and then my music teachers were like, "Yo, you got a great voice." I was soprano, so
That was in Lisbon.
this was in Lisbon. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a great school if you want to put your daughter there, but it's a bit like it's all white people there, so but it's still a great school.
She's half white. She's okay.
Yeah.
It's a music school. Or it's a private school.
It's a classical music school, but it's like one of the best
okay.
in Lisbon. Yeah.
I don't know if I want my daughter to be a musician.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So
I mean, she will do what she do. She does.
exactly what she wants to do.
But it's not like, I do music. I want you to do music. Like,
Yeah. Don't force it. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm just like, whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
just
you do it.
just put everything into it. And if it doesn't work, at least you put everything into it.
Exactly. So pretty much, my teacher started telling me, "Oh, you have a great voice. You have a great voice." I started doing covers on Facebook. I also did a musical theater course.
Okay.
And during that course, I started doing the covers because I had the room for myself. I asked the teacher, "Hey, can you play some music on the piano? I'll join you." At that time,
Okay.
Empire was on, so I'd sing the "What Is Love" song and whatever. So I'll just release the covers on Facebook. And then my cousin, which is PNP's friend, who lived in
Okay.
London, was like, "Hey, do you want to come to London? Because I have a friend who would love to work with you." And I always had the dream to be a singer. Like since I know myself, like
It feels like the Saint Tome people all know each other because I actually met PNP because he did a remix for Vanda May, who's also from Saint Tome.
hey, exactly.
So I got
Yeah.
deep in the Saint Tome universe.
Yeah.
You
So I
all
was
know
like,
each other.
yeah. It's very small island, so yeah. So I was like, okay, why not? So I went there with my mom, blah blah blah. We did work together, me and Paulo, but I have to, like he said, Zouk Kizomba is not my thing. I'm an R&B girl.
Okay.
I like 90s, 2000s is my thing. Like Kelly Price, Joe,
Oh, okay.
Evans. Like
That
I,
R&B. So you were
yeah,
you were a young old girl.
yes, I know that I'm a very old soul. Like I'm quite old, like in that sense. So I was like,
What is your name as a singer?
Mary, it's the same.
Yeah, but if I type Mary on YouTube, I'm not gonna find you. Give me the name of a song.
But the YouTube channel is the same, Mary's World. But maybe you have to tap my song. So you have just write Mary and what I do,
What I do.
and probably it will show up.
No, we did it.
You didn't, well, have to scroll.
I have Mary J. Blige. I have. Okay, give me a. Wait.
Do you want me to
Mary's World.
send you? Maybe I have it. We'll
Ah,
put it on there.
found it.
You found it? Okay.
What I do official video. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's me, guys.
Pretty boy.
Listen, beautiful. That's Chris. He's a model. And very nice. Very respectful.
So this is. Oh, that's already 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Is that your first video?
Yeah, first and only.
Oh. Who produced that song?
So it was because I was telling the
see,
story
executive
after I
producer,
met up with Paulo PNP. My cousin was like, "Hey, I actually have some other people that are in the studio right now. Do you want to go there? They're doing gospel." It was like 3 in the morning. I was like, "Oh, why
Okay.
not? I don't have nothing to do at 3 in the morning." So I went to the studio, and this was these Jamaican guys making gospel music, and I sang a
Okay.
little bit with them, and then we started working on my EP,
Straight.
which is Up to You, and then we released the single, blah blah blah. So it was those guys,
Okay.
yeah,
And then?
and then pretty much the team kind of, went its separate ways. I stayed with Jay, which was like the main producer, and kind of did management for me, kind of.
So that's when you released the EP.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was an R&B EP.
Yeah, we can say that. All right.
And Theodore is asking for an acapella. Was it a... I mean, you can sing whatever you want.
I don't know.
You want to sing something in Lingala? Like, Mama Nagae.
Oh, hell no. That's not for me. Listen, I respect Joe a lot, but
So, what was my question? I forgot my question.
you got distracted by yourself.
Of course, that's what I do.
Yeah, I think we were released the EP.
So you released the EP, but an R&B EP
Yeah.
in Portugal.
Kind of like, yeah, like it was online.
But I mean, I heard your song. I heard the
It
songs.
was-
I told you. I remember telling you which songs I liked the most from the EP. Because actually, when I met you, I didn't even know you sang. For me, you were
Yeah.
in podcast. You released the EP for especially singing like all the R&B style.
Yeah. Not really.
I mean, these songs were
These
for
songs were-
that time. They sound
Yeah.
they sound current, but then it depends what market you release them, right?
Exactly.
If
But
you
I think
you
it
release
was
them in the wrong market, because I know that in Portugal in that time around, so 2019.
Yeah. People
I mean,
were
it's
like,
also it's just when the world is about to end. But like the year before 2018 is really the moment where all the Kizomba girls are exploding. This
yeah,
is the years of the Yasmin, the Gida, all of them. They are just, and it's really the moment because I remember telling the same thing to Vanda May 10 years before. I was telling her, you have everything, but we too early. They want the judge, they want boys. It's not working for women right now. But we have the songs. All we have to do is to keep on. And at a point, she was like, "Hey, listen, let me go to London, find a life." And then she went full on gym. She would become
good for her.
trainer. Yeah, no, listen, she's happy, etc. But then by 2015, it started slowly becoming a space where because back in the days in the clubs, it was mostly women showing up for shows. So
Yeah.
they would yell for boys. And when it was another woman at that time, women were not supporting each other, I guess. And then something switched with social media, women empowerment. Women started really loving seeing other women rocking it, being beautiful, etc. And that arrived in Portugal, and there was the perfect time by 2015, I would say, to do a girls project, but it was really Kizomba at that time.
Yeah.
So the project comes out.
Project comes out. The music video does really well.
Okay.
We put it on the R&B.
It's a nice video.
Website. Yeah, R&B website, and then it kind of explodes. And then I start getting attention in Lisbon.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a DJ who puts the song on the radio.
Oh,
And
nice.
then talks to me, we're like, "Oh, this song's really cool." Problem was, I was getting a lot of attention in Lisbon, but since my manager was in the UK and I had no team, I was like, "Well,"
In Lisbon. Okay.
I was
So
like, "Oh,
I see.
this is not."
I see
going to
the
work
issue.
out.
I mean, all you needed was to have an antenna in Lisbon,
Right, but I didn't have that.
a
'Cause
booking
I was-
agent or somebody that
Yeah.
that would work. Because that's what I did when I now moved here, but I was in Paris. But I had somebody here only selling my shows and
Yeah.
taking care of everything here and splitting the revenue of the commission with my main manager in France. And then because it worked here, I started doing that all around the world. I had somebody in Cape Verde, I had somebody in the US, somebody in Africa, but I still had one manager. But sometimes people are rigid. People are rigid to that. They really want to. It's like, it's my artist, my work. I don't want to
Yeah.
But did you have a conversation about that with your team out there?
I did, but it was kind of a one-man show. It was just me and him. And so it was quite impossible for him to always come to Lisbon. And it became overwhelming for me to deal with all of the people messaging me, all of the shows I was getting invited to. It was just a lot. And I didn't have a structure. So I was like, I don't know what to do. This is crazy. I was getting I'm not going to say a lot of attention, but I
Attention.
do, a little bit for what I'm used to. I also knew that the music was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. I was young. I know I'm attractive. I can speak English very well. So I knew that people were paying attention. But I didn't feel comfortable
She said,
to go.
I know I'm attractive. If I would say something like this, people would tell me, who do you think you are? Sit down.
Confidence in yourself. No.
All right.
But yeah, and I knew, and I wasn't comfortable going to places by myself and trying to do this by myself because
I guess I understand.
I tried it, and then I was like, this is not for me. I commend people, especially women, who are just like, I'm gonna do this by myself. I'm gonna go and book the studio and be with that guy and try. But it couldn't be me. Like I was like, no.
Joel, who's a professional, he
Okay.
handles YouTube channel for people. He said you can customize your YouTube URL.
Okay,
You should
I
think
will.
about that. Saru is saying beautiful broken voice on your video song, Mary. Congratulations.
Thank you
He's in
so
South
much.
America. So, okay, I understand the issues,
Yeah.
but what is really a reason to quit music? Because you could just find somebody in Lisbon.
Yeah. So after that, I also have to admit I wasn't 100% focused because I was studying, and then I
Okay.
decided to go ahead and do my master's. So I was completely out of it. But once I finished my master's, I was like, you know what? Let me try and find a team in Lisbon and see if this will work out.
A master's in music?
No, so marketing in advertising. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I said, let me try and find a team in Lisbon. At the time, I had conversations with Eddie from Bantu Man, and he's always been supportive of anything I do, music, podcasting, social media, whatever. He's really dope.
Yeah, I
he was
just
like,
had a podcast with him. Great.
Yeah, he's a great
Great.
guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what, if you want help, like, I know people, please don't give up, like all this stuff that people tell musicians all the time. And I was like, you know what, let me give it a go. So I tried it, and in the beginning I really liked it because I missed going to the studio and writing and having collaborations with people, and kind of just like falling in love with making music again, and making the music that I wanted to make.
Did you feel did you fell out of love the first time?
Yeah, completely.
Okay.
Because I felt like also in the conditions that I was recording Up to You, I was in Lisbon, going to the UK a lot of the times, having long ass studio sessions. You know the drill, like long ass studio sessions, eating, recording, eating, very tired, exams.
It's not healthy at all.
It's not healthy.
That life is
And
not
I was
healthy.
like, I am 17, 18, and I'm tired. I'm tired. And I have this whole life of uni, and like I have a life, and
Yeah.
I was tired. And I started to feel like I'm getting no reward, like I'm singing. I'm tired. And then when my music video came out and I had that success, I was like, okay, this is fuel for me to keep going. But then, I had
It was worth the.
yeah. And then I did found a team that I really liked. But I realized that I had changed.
Oh,
Yeah, I
right.
realized that I was going to the studio and singing. And after 2 hours, I was like, it's time to go home. Like, I was just like, I am
Did you
done.
did you do a whole episode about that story in your podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I have to listen to it.
Yeah, it's
So,
called Follow Your Enthusiasm.
wow.
Yeah.
I like your titles.
Thank you.
So at that point,
Yeah.
you realize that you don't have the patience.
Yeah, the patience. I love music. When it comes to monetizing it and making a career out of it, no. Because I realized that I had to put way more effort than I was putting in. And
Yeah.
there's a
So it's a
moment
long game.
Yeah, it's a long game. You have to have a lot of faith to be like, hey, this is not working right now, but it can work. And I know that if I put the work, it will work. Because
Oh yeah, you have everything.
I have confidence in my talent, and like I know. But to get there,
Like you money material. I mean, as an exec, I can tell you, I
yeah, I know. It's
just
a
need
product, I'm a
to
product.
put the right thing the right way. You have the product.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
I know
that if the person is not into it, because I've been there too. I did that with I had these girls. She had everything: beautiful voice, face, body, presence, stage presence, everything. She was not into it,
Exactly.
and at a
then,
point I was like, I mean,
yeah, why are we doing
if you
this?
don't, if you're not gonna do it, all I can do music and put it out, but if you're not gonna
Yeah.
defend it, it's not.
Yeah.
There's
not
nothing I
worth
can do at a point. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I was already starting to feel like that.
William is saying to this beautiful woman, hello from Guadeloupe Island.
Okay, hello.
All these guys are sweet today.
They're so
They're
happy.
not. Listen, they're happy today. Sorry. I'll bring a trans person next time. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was starting to feel like that, and I felt like I was wasting people's time. And also, I have to admit, I kind of fell in love with podcasting in my job. Like, I really, really like my job. So, and I was finding other,
Wait a minute, because at that moment you are working already in your job.
I never stopped like studying and work. Like, I was like, I'm doing music, but
So when did you start your job?
so I started my job after my master's.
Straight, like they hire you straight?
I started as an intern
Okay.
before
So they had-
finishing my master's.
Did you
And
work?
then
Did you work for them? Like, do they have a Lisbon office or?
no. This is an online company. There's no office.
Oh, so they hire people anywhere.
Yeah.
So how did you find them? How did you find the job?
Oh, that's a long story. Pretty much
Wait.
my master's.
Give me
is all
the
about-
name. Give me the name of the company again.
So it's called Spreaker.
Spreaker,
Yeah.
home of your podcast.
Yeah.
No.
So of
is
course,
that, no,
Spreaker
that's
from
podcasting.
iHeart,
That's not.
which
Wait a
has
minute,
a
wait a
weight.
minute. So it belongs to iHeart.
Yeah.
So, okay, for the story, when I talked to João, I was telling him, you see that little logo on the side? I want somebody. I'm looking for somebody. I don't have the time to do it. I have too much stuff that I'm doing. And I need somebody that find me people that are willing to pay to have their logo here for my episodes of Club Shada. Because at a point I have to turn it into a lucrative business because I'm a businessman. And after month and month, he comes up with Mary. That's how we met each other. So
And I was working with João. But I've never hid from him that I was not feeling music. And he was like, you know what? That's fine. Because you are a boss and you have that boss girl.
I love like João.
Yes.
João speaks. João is like, João's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I love this
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
So then when he introduced us, I thought you were somebody that was into marketing. And that's when we spoke the first time. You sent me a message, or I sent you a message, I don't remember. And that's when you introduced me to this company you work with. So can you explain to me, I should have asked them to sponsor this show. Can you explain to me what does Spreaker does? I actually talked to my friend that is at iHeart, that's a producer at iHeart. She told me that she knows about that division, but she's more into the production thing, my best friend. Yeah. So it's a company, what do they do?
So pretty much the main focus, because this is still also a podcast host platform, but the main focus is monetizing through podcasting.
Okay.
So podcasters make money through ads. And what
Yes.
the company does is pretty much the bridge between the podcaster and the brand. Yeah. And they were the first ones to develop AI technology to have the biggest market space in terms of CPMs, which is cost per impression kind of thing. And because they were the first, they kind of have that advantage in comparison to other companies that will allow you to make money with podcasting. But pretty much, this is what it is. Like, you, as a podcaster, make money through ads.
So how do you make money through ads? Like, you record your podcast, and do they give you ads? Do they put the ads themselves? How does it work?
Yeah, so pretty much, you record the episode. You have several plans, right? That you have like access to limited stuff. But
Okay.
if, for example, you have the premium plan, then you record the episode, you can put the ads on yourself, and then depending on the size of your
Okay.
audience, your consistency,
Uh-huh.
and where your audience is, you make more money.
So do you choose the ads, or do you choose just the places where there's going to be an ad?
Yeah, you can either choose the ads, or there's an option there where they just run automatically. But obviously, if I were you, I would put the ads myself. Like, obviously not the whole podcast with ads, but at least 3 or 4
In between subjects, for example.
between subjects that people are going to be listening to, and not
So when
skipping.
can you record your own podcast in there?
Yeah, you can record your podcast there. You can schedule it. You can place the ad. You can edit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have like your audio file, and then
Just put it there.
you upload it there. You
Yeah.
put the ads where you need, or when you want, where you want, etc.
Exactly.
And then you upload to Spreaker, and Spreaker will send it everywhere.
Oh yeah, instantly. Like, it may kind of, for Apple Podcasts, because it's a little bit more tricky, may take like 2 days,
Okay.
but it's not longer than 2 days.
Okay, so
do
it says
the
iHeart,
distribution.
Spotify, Apple Podcast, RSS, make money, 6 months statistic, 100 hours storage for $8 a month. I have to try. Or $20 a month, blah, 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 advanced statistic,
Yeah, it's worth it.
private podcast, in-app support, 12 months statistic, 500 hours of storage. I have to try. I have to sign up and create my account.
Yes, I've been telling you this.
I know. Actually, that's why we met.
Yeah.
But then I got lost in the process.
Yeah.
Beautiful face make people happy.
Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are spoiling me.
The last guest, she was not saying all these things. To check who's the last guest. The last guest was her husband.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright, wait. So you were working for. Listen, let me put the name of. See, anybody wants to start a podcast. Actually, so to finish the story, I'm going to put the link to Spreaker.com. So this is where you work in the chat. So when we met, actually, you told me that actually I could turn Club Shada into an audio podcast using that. So I download from YouTube my episodes, take the audio, add the ads automatically, upload to your platform, and that's it. And then if people listen to it or start becoming subscribers to the podcast, so I have 240 episodes to upload.
Exactly.
One by one. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it actually. I was thinking about it before you sent me a message last week, when we decided to finally record and invite each other on our platforms. I was thinking about you like the day before. I was like, I have to go to her platform and start. I think it's because I got a notification from your latest episode. So as I was listening to the episode, I was saying to myself, I have to call her and start working on that thing, and also she was supposed to invite me or whatever, and then and I think I sent you a comment about the episode or something, and then that's when you told me, hey, are you free to record? I was like, let's go, let's do it.
Yeah, actually, I actually didn't talk to you for a while.
Yeah, I remember.
Because that was actually my third reason to drop music. Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit serious right now, but hey, this is life. I had a life changing experience. I was getting to know a very, very special person. That was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guy. And he passed away. Yeah. And when that happened...
Condolences.
Thank you so much.
How long ago?
This was almost 2 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like tragic death. And when that happened, I kind of was like, okay, life is short. Do you really want to do this? And it was clear as day that it wasn't the path for me.
So his passing was the moment where you said to yourself, okay, like, time to focus. And so why was his passing the reason for you saying to yourself, I'm done with music? Did you know him through music? Do you know this has something to do with it, or?
No. He was, he didn't work in the music industry or anything. But when I'm sure you've experienced that, in your lifetime. I hope not someone super close, but
actually, the last person we lost was Buddy Sadva's mom.
Wow.
And 4 days before she passed, we were on the phone. We went to dinner together, and we were having that conversation when he was like, I hate the fact that I can be there because she was in Belgium. And then it was this, I felt it. I felt that she was going. And I told him, leave everything, go to the airport now. You still can catch the flight to Brussels, because the doctor called and they were like, it's not
looking very good.
It's not looking good. And so we were on the phone, and I was like, and then he feel like he didn't want to go, because he kept, but what about my dog? What about, I was like, please let us take care of that. Leave the key to your manager. Come here, but on the way that you're there, I found a ticket. I can book it for you now, and go. You have to go.
You have to go.
And then when he decided to go, he was at the airport when they called him. And then he was like, at the airport, I'm about to go. I'll be there in 2 hours. And then he called me back. He was like, she's gone, man, she's gone. And I was like, oh. So then I was like, I'm coming. And we met at in front of my house at the Myriad Hotel. We hugged each other for a long time. And then everybody that knew her started coming at the Myriad to hug him, to be with him. My wife came, etc., etc. I think I remember before he comes, that's when I was crying in my bathroom. Then took my shower, and then I was like, okay, it's time for me to be strong. I have to be strong for him, because now I have to be on support mode. Yeah. I'll feel later.
Exactly.
It's time now. I have to hold him up. So then he had to go to Brussels, then funeral, etc., etc. We met again in Brussels, and when we met, he changed about the whole industry.
Yeah.
He was like, listen, it's time. I was like, yeah. And he was like, it's time to those are for you, those are not for me.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I remember that at a point he was like, now listen,
Thank you.
if I don't make it, or whatever I want to do, now things are gonna be different. Haters, I'm gonna hate them back. I was like, it was just like,
Yeah. But
at the
okay,
same
so he
time,
had that, like, it gave him more fuel to do music.
I would not say that. I felt that she gave him a lot of blessings as she went. She gave him a lot of opportunity. It came from here and there. And for a long time, I think only last week he finally started grieving and shedding some tears. Like the rest of the time, he just wanted to be strong. And I was like, you don't have to be. It was like, I don't have to be strong for everybody. But it changed him as in terms of objectives, in terms of listen, I just felt like things are different because it's and it's interestingly, there's a lot of blessings now.
Yeah. Oh my God, so many.
In a way, there's a lot of blessings. So why the passing made you feel that I'm done with music?
Because I felt like I was doing music for other people. I felt like other people had these huge expectations of me and what they wanted from my career, and I didn't want to do it. And
So
when
you never
he-
wanted to.
at
Was
some point, I had the dream to be a singer and blah, blah, be famous, blah blah blah.
was it a direction thing?
You know what? I'm gonna say something, and it may upset a couple of people, but I'm just gonna say, a lot of people that are doing music, they do it because they have no other choice. They only know to make music. Like that's kind of the main thing. And when I saw
That's the truth.
that, yeah, and when I saw that I had that exit with my job, that was great. That was like something that I love, connecting with people, and I'll get into that later. But when I saw opportunities, I've traveled to Dallas, I've traveled to Italy, I've connected with people, like help Black people like get money. Like I was like, I have options. I don't have to only do this or do this because I don't know how to do anything else. So
Go ahead.
other ways to make money, and having a 9 to 5 is not the end of the world. I don't have
Especially from home.
yeah, like I don't even have a boyfriend. So like I don't have kids. I don't have a man.
The chat
Right?
is about to go crazy.
I don't. But like I was like, you can just like you don't have to go that hard. Like you can just chill and be young and have a 9 to 5, and you'll be fine. You'll be all right. Yeah.
So
And
from what I go ahead.
and when he passed away, when you see someone who's very close to you laying down in a coffin,
Oh my God.
it changes you. Your priorities change. Everything changed, and I realized that I was living a very sacrificial, I was sacrificing a lot of my time to both my work and music.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't want to live like this because I'm gonna die. We all are. And
Not me.
and when I'm gonna be in the last moments, what is more important to me? Well, my relationships, my family, my friends, like that's what it is. And so I was like, let me just go ahead and live my life the way I want to live it. And yeah,
So from what I'm taking from what you're saying,
yeah,
in life you had, I would say, in your top things that you like to do, you had life, friendship, family, love, etc. Here, your job, podcasting, doing this
yeah,
here, and music was number
yeah.
three. Was not like something that was.
No,
And as that happened, the loss of somebody made you realize that, let me not waste time with stuff that I don't want to do.
exactly. It's not that it's wrong. If
No, it's
you
just that I
love
don't want to
making
do it.
music and if you love profiting from it and having a career, that's wonderful. But if that's not what you want to do, then that's the problem.
Because a lot of people, I would have listen, I was talking with Buddy today, and we were having a conversation about, I mean, I talk to him every day, but so today we were having conversations about
Yes, you are very important.
we were having a conversation about how I feel that my wife, when I met her, she was 20, and I think she was 19 and I was 39, and so I've seen her go through the social media explosion of her profile. Met her with a few thousand followers, and now 200,000. And me, I was probably at 30,000, and I see her pass me, and I saw her go through, and she's a very antisocial person. So I saw her go through doing things for the likes, because at a point, like everybody in that generation, you are just in the Instagram drug where you do things for the like, you want to see the comments, and then last year she created a new account that was a private account, and she started posting on that account stuff that it was really less polished, face tuned, etc. And she just started posting less and less and less in her account, then starting to delete a lot of old stuff. So I was looking at the evolution, and I felt that she's starting to, married, kid, etc. And now she found what she wants to do, which is her eyelashes business. And it feels like she's starting to realize that all that social media stuff is fake, and the attention from strangers is not as important than the attention from real people
Exactly.
that
In
you
the
love.
real world.
Because you might do stuff for commenters, and he might fuck you up.
Yeah.
Because I remember my first album, when it came out, it was successful. Sold 100,000 CDs. I made them €1,000,000. And I went to the back then there was forums. I went to the West Indian forum to see what people were thinking and to talk with people. And everybody was, oh, that's amazing. And then I started fighting with 2 or 3 people that were saying, yeah, this is shit. This is not real Zouk music. Zouk is not in English. Oh, look at this person. You African. You are fucking our music up, etc., etc. And then I was focusing on, out of 100,000 people who bought my CD, I was focusing on those 3 people. And when I went, they sent me to New York to record my second album, and they told me, please do everything the same. We don't know why it's working, so don't change the formula. And because of those 3 people, I changed the whole formula, and I went from selling 100,000 CDs to selling only 5,000. because I
There you
did
go.
an album that was completely not the album the public was waiting for and my label was waiting for. And it was because of focusing on the opinions of strangers. And my conversation was about it today was I feel that a lot of people get lost in this idea that the opinions of strangers online,
Never.
you don't even know how old they are. It's people commenting with a photo. You don't even know if it's real people.
Exactly.
And they just hear. It might be somebody who's 13 years old who's playing with you or is using her sister's phone and just sending you comments, etc., etc. And
And the real issue is you will change what your original plan was.
exactly for those people.
That's the bad thing. 'Cause
Exactly. So
when it gets to you like that and you change it for other people,
I would say kudos to you for discovering young who you want to be, what is the direction you want to take is when everybody's telling you, no, you should go there.
yeah.
You should go there and being like, no, actually, I want to go there.
Yeah.
And yeah, listen, flashes and whatever, cool. But there is what I feel that my future lies. And it doesn't mean that if in 10 years, in 5 years, in 2 years, you want to do a song, you can't.
Yeah, absolutely. Or
Because
yeah.
the voice is still going to be there. Everything is going to be there. So it's just that a lot of people, they don't choose for themselves. And as I was telling him, I was like, I feel for my daughter because she's 5 right now, but she's not going to be like us. I was born in a world without social media. Didn't exist. So opinions were people who had the internet. It was like a few of us, but most of the people were silent because they were not given a place where they could voice their opinion. Today, you grow up in a world where opinions are coming from everywhere. As soon as you open the windows, like you turn on your phone, people are talking about your photo, about your looks, about this. Like, one day I'm walking, I'm in a club and I'm in Belgium, and there's some guy with a girl and he's like, oh, is that Kaysha? And then the guy's like, oh my God, he got old, he got fat. And I was like, fuck you. But
And I get more money than you.
you want to say that, but if you say that, you're like,
You
it
sound arrogant.
You
Yeah.
sound arrogant, and you're like, and then I look at the girl. She's fat as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
who are you?
who are you to talk about me and my body? Was like, yeah, it's normal. I'm 48. But it's a world where it feels like whatever you look like in the CD cover, people are refusing that you can just become older, fatter, gray hair,
Yeah.
whatever, life. And they are gonna get older as well. As like all of us, but they're talking about you because you're a celebrity as if it was not normal that you get old. And you're like, what's wrong with you? You know, like, I wanted to just, I'm seasoned, but in my head, sometimes I just reply to people in my head so I can just continue my road and not just argue with strangers. But in my head, I was like, I wonder how you're gonna look like in 10 years. Actually, that was 10 years ago. I don't even know how they look like. I forgot their faces but I wonder how they look like now. Like, who knows? Maybe like they're gonna send a photo after watching this. Like, this is how we look like. Nah, I was like, oh, you look good.
Exactly, but
it's hard. It's hard. People don't realize how hard it is.
It is.
To be in the public eye.
Yeah, and I just projected myself because I was like, I know that if I go ham, like give up on everything and just focus on music, I'm gonna be successful as hell. I know that.
Okay.
And my music sell, like I knew all of that. I knew
All
all of
right.
it.
But it was not what you wanted to do.
It not only that, and with this tragic event, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna be
Can
successful.
I ask a question?
Yeah, for sure.
Was it a boyfriend? Was it a...
Yeah, it was a boyfriend. We were starting to,
Oh my God.
yeah. So it was really bad. It was really,
This happened to me, but it was an ex-girlfriend already.
yeah.
But yeah, I know how I feel. I mean, it's not the same, but I know how it feels. Sorry for
Yeah.
you. So
Yeah, so I was
one question, as a widow, if I can. You're too young as a young widow. How do you feel about dating now?
I in the beginning, like I was like, don't even text me, because I'm gonna block everybody. Don't even. Um, I feel like I'm still not ready for it. Um, I feel like I need to heal
Of
because
course.
this was a very tragic event, and obviously I cannot go and compare myself to every other guy that I meet. Like, it's not fair for the other person as well. But also, I have to be cautious
Yeah.
when it comes to matters of the heart. Like, this is some real life stuff. I have a lot of friends who they, not to judge, but they have a lot of situationships, and then they engage with several people at the same time. And I get that. And I think once you're healthy, you can do that. Like, please, like you're single, you're supposed to test it out. But a lot of them, I don't feel like they're healed. They just go from situationship to situationship to situationship.
I had a
So
friend like that. I mean,
yeah,
she's
so
one of my exes, and
yeah.
I mean, she's an ex from '96. So
Oh Lord.
I've been
So
fucking for a long time. So, and
no.
she's never been single more than a month because she's
Exactly. Which was my
she's scared of being single.
single. Because you can
She's
be
scared
single and
of
have
being
family.
alone because
Yeah.
she believes that her happiness comes from somebody else. And I've been telling her for years and years, because we are friends now. I've been telling her for years and years, your happiness has to come 100% from you, and other people must be bonus. If not, you're gonna project stuff on people, and when they decide to leave for whatever reason, or maybe they were just passing by, you're gonna always leave stuff there.
Yeah.
So you were on that. You were like this too. You were going from guy to guy.
Yeah, pretty much like what happened is I may be single, but I'll engage with someone. And a lot of times we think that when we're not in a serious relationship, this is not a relationship. That is wrong. You are
Yeah,
still in a relationship, but it's casual because you are
and you're exchanging energy.
you're exchanging energy with people. So you're still like kind of in a relationship. So I think this was the longest. So it's been 2 months. It's been the longest that I've been single, single.
In your
And
life.
in my life, yeah, in my life.
So since you
Because
started dating, you were always like going from guy to guy,
yeah, like I wouldn't say going from guy to guy, but so I
talking
would
to
have like
people.
long relation or long situationships, and then because I still count if we're talking, that's kind of still, we're still
Okay.
engaging in something. So
Yeah. Okay.
but I do have to say I don't say no to meeting new people, even
Okay.
if it's not romantic, because I've realized that it's good for me to meet other people. But let's start with the friendship. I don't say no to friends.
Okay.
That's no problem. Like friends.
Hi, this is
But
Club Shada.
can start your applications. Download. Okay. Uh, but I definitely slowed down and
Of course.
and really like this is some serious stuff. The, who you're gonna be with, and even if it's like a relationship or a casual one, it's serious, and you should take it seriously. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, BNP. Bye bye.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do the remixes that
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That's all.
you got work to do. Weekly
Absolutely.
remixes, guys. What up, Le Mec?
Hey,
Hey, Emery, what up?
me, Emery.
It's just evolution.
Okay, now what's that supposed to mean?
I know life is evolution. It's true. While you did NFTs, they say you're old. People don't know what I do. You know, a lot of people believe that I stopped making music in 2003 with my hit On the Quoi. They have no idea that I have like probably 6 albums after that, that I
Wow.
have countless and countless of other hits in other countries. It's just there's too much music out there to keep up anyway. So I don't get frustrated with that.
Yeah.
So at that point, you said to yourself, do you believe that this is the moment where you become the affirmation of you?
Absolutely. This has completely changed my life. I am way more confident. I give less F's about what people say about me. I don't care. Like I don't really care. I'm confident in my job and my relationships. And also, you know, that's the thing we discussed about blessings in people passing away. Sometimes you don't realize it, but when someone passes away, you cherish that person way more, right? So you play in your head what you had with them, blah blah blah. And he left me so many gifts. His friends, his mom, which is a great woman, the way he treated me, which was impeccable, which I will forever take that into my next relationship.
So you discovered a level that you're not going back down from.
Oh, absolutely not. And I don't care. You really have, listen, even if I don't meet anyone who's gonna meet my standards, that's fine. That's fine. You have to be confident in that because the price
I'll
of
send you the link.
lowering your standards, it's ghetto.
I lowered my standards a lot, but not in personal love relationships, but with something that to me has the same effect as personal relationship, which is music relationships. I used to see a music relationship the same way as boyfriend and girlfriend being in love, because I used to put so much into music and so much of myself that when I work with somebody, I would really treat them with the respect of that I would treat a girlfriend or my mother. To me, those people that I work with were the most important people for me after or on the level of girlfriend, respect, mom, etc.
Yeah.
And after putting people outside, like giving the platform and launching the career of a lot of people, guys and girls alike, I realized that only 5% of the people appreciate and give that same respect back to you. Meaning that my interest could be to make you just do some hits and make me money and be cute and shoot the video like this. But because of the respect I have for music and musicians, I would first say, okay, who are you? What do you want to do? What, like, and I would build a universe with you. That would not be like, oh, you come to my universe, I do a hit for you and put it out and make money. No, for every artist, I would do a specific universe, specific artwork, logos, everything. I would really, for each artist that I work with, it was a different facet. You could recognize the sound, but somebody who really listened would be like, okay, he's doing something different for that girl. But I realized that most people, on the contrary to me, put their interests in front of the love they have for the people they work with. And me, I would always put the love before the interest. And the last one, so that was 2010. The last one was, because every time I stopped working with anybody, it was like a heartbreak for me. The last one, I was heartbroken for good. And I never, ever, ever, ever work in anybody else's career. And I don't think I will ever. And people are asking me, please come back. Oh, it's time. Find a girl, take her out, do your magic. And I'm like, I can't, because I realize that I can't take it here. I can't. So I'd rather find some. I just said, yeah, listen, I'm a work on myself, because these artists will not betray me. Everybody else, there's always a moment where somebody talks to them and they listen. I don't know why. And most of the time they say something you said, oh, you're going to hear this. And when they're going to tell you this, be careful, because they will take you to that village. And in that village, there's nothing. They still go.
Yeah.
They go. And when they arrive there, there's nothing. And after 6 years, they send me a letter. All of them saying, oh, I'm sorry, da da da. And last week I was speaking to a manager of he books artists, and he met one of these girls, and he was like telling me whatever she was saying, and she was like pretending that, like, oh no, I don't understand what happened, it just stopped like, and I was like, what? No, happened like this. Then she did that and that, and then somebody told her that there was gold in the village there, and she ran there when we had gold here. And a lot of artists, not only they are obsessed with what the public says, but they also are obsessed with what other artists are doing. Like how much they make, how much they sell their shows, how much shows they make. When you're like, it doesn't change nothing in your rent. Like how much, listen, what you have to care for is how much you're gonna make. And are you feeding your family or yourself?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if that person is walking with a Gucci bag. You don't know what's in their fridge.
Exactly. And it be like that. Like that's very scary.
It is.
That's
A milliardaire. So for you, music, if I would ask you to describe what you don't like about making music, is it just a question of I don't like it, or is you have a problem with the music industry itself?
No, I love making music.
No, I'm not talking about making music. I'm talking about the rest,
industry.
everything that's around the industry, the people, the DJs, the guys hitting on you.
It's just first of all, the whole hustle all the time, grind all the time, no switch off, have to be nice, have to be polite, have to be ready all the time. And I know that this is not literal, like obviously you have a family, you go home, but you have a certain level of responsibility to the public, to your fans, that you have to, like, you're a public person, like you're a public figure, you kind of have to, like,
I don't know.
I mean, to a certain degree.
I understand. I agree with you. I agree with you when you are trying to do a hit.
Yeah.
But I also know a lot of musicians who have a job on the side, I know a girl, for example, she's a hair hostess. She's a personnel navigant. How you call this? She works at a airplane company. She works at Air France.
Okay.
And so she flies all the time. And music is actually her second thing. She has a few hits. From time to time, she comes out, do a song, bang, disappears. And then comes back, do a song, disappears. And because she decided early on that it's always going to be a hobby, even when there's a hit, she actually was never in the stories, was never in the dramas, was just doing her thing, appearing sometime, like she's here in the summer doing like 10 shows, and then she disappears again. And because she has her life, she has her job, and she found the right. And actually, all the artists that I know that went that route are actually more successful in life and more stable in life. Because there's a one that I know, he's a doctor, and he goes to the hospital all the time, and in weekends he sings songs, and sometimes he has a show, but he already bought his second house, and he doesn't have that pressure of we gotta grind, we have to go, we have to let's go, we and especially now, because back in the days when you made it, you had a song out, you had like 5 competitors. Today, anybody can sing. I mean, today anybody can do anything. Podcast, a YouTube channel, whatever. So when you put your stuff out there, it's 1 million of the same of other people putting stuff out there. So so how come you don't feel that with podcasts? Because when you put your podcast out, there's a lot of other podcasts as well. Is it because you have the job?
No, it doesn't have to do with the job, because I did podcasting way before getting the job. I just realized the potential of the podcast when I started doing the job, because I'm like, well,
I can make way more money
that I can control. This is not me putting out a song and maybe being successful and maybe connecting with this agent who will put me in the club and I will sing and I would. No. This is me recording, managing my ads, running my show, and making sure that I get my bread. Boom.
It's so in a way, it's the same as me when I was telling you that I got frustrated with shows because you don't control who hires you and you don't control the input of money. And actually, I understood that in the shadows, the real money is, and actually you can make money in a more. So for you, it's more about control.
Yeah.
What is your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
I like my daughter.
But I like stability.
I can see that.
Especially financial stability. I don't like uncertainty.
Not knowing.
Of course, now I know we don't control anything. We're all in God's, great. Like he's the man. But you can try to plan your life. And with music, it gave me a lot of uncertainty towards my future.
It is an uncertain business. And there's a lot of we say in French, beaucoup d'appelés, peu d'élus, so which means a lot of people called in and very few that are elected. It is true that that idea that it's something that I always hate when people are promising you're gonna make it when they don't know if you're gonna make it, because it's random. The public decides.
You can say,
even if you have everything.
Blah, 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 like.
And even when you have everything, I had that guy. So I signed him to my label. The guy had everything. Beautiful face, muscles, music videos, everything was perfect. And nothing. The videos would not even play on TV. They would always be like, no, we're not going to play that one. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. He just didn't have the charisma, I guess.
Charisma. Yeah, I was going to say that. Charisma.
but
And you
everything
have
was there.
to, yeah, and you have to be able to be mentally strong to deal with all of that. People really
Yeah,
underestimate art. Like, it is really hard
it
for
is.
you to constantly get no's and see, not to compare, but like see other people moving on with their lives and doing great, and you feel like you're stuck at one place, and you
Or
know you're
seeing,
talented,
or
and you know,
having an amazing video, and the TV station tell you, nah, you know, blah blah blah, blah, and the song is, and then you have that video as they're saying, you know, to you, you watching their channel, and you have this horrible ass video with this ugly ass singer who can't sing, who's just there playing all the time, and you're like, who did you fuck with?
yeah, exactly. It's unfair. It's an unfair industry. I love
It
music so
is.
much, but sometimes I see artists that
Thanks.
are not talented at all. Oh yeah, that was
What
it.
up, Kendrick? Yeah, flight
They,
attendant. Oh my god.
that are not talented at
Many
all.
called, few elected. You see, it's not just my show; it's the Shada Gang's show. So sometimes
Yeah.
I
So I
got my
see,
assistants here.
yeah. So I see some artists that literally they sell their soul. So it's like, at what cost? Luckily for you, it turned out amazing. You have a beautiful family. But like I said, life is more than work.
Listen,
And when you
it
really
was
need
not
to
made in
invest,
one day. There's been a lot of suffering to arrive here.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just that I was resilient, and I knew my I know my mission of the past 20 years, and I knew when it was time to do the next thing. But it was not about the music for me. It was about it was more
yeah, yeah.
a
A great
vehicle to take me somewhere else. But yeah, a lot of people they
but you get tired,
yeah.
like you get tired. I know people, like, I'm not saying like in relationship purposes, but like I said, you need to invest. You invest in your career, but you need to invest in your relationships. You need to have good friends in your life, because
Yeah,
when life gets hard and it hits you,
it's
you
them.
need a support system there for you. Otherwise, you're gonna fall, and you're gonna fall real nice.
And trust me, when you get famous, you need to have your support system ready, because
Exactly.
it's even harder when you're famous. Like fake people, fake friends, fake girlfriends, they
You
arrive
know
from
that's right.
everywhere. Like
And
people who
that's
want to
one of
use you.
and that's one of the things that I sit down and I said, okay, how many friends do you got? Like real friends. Let's count. Because I got a lot of people on my phone, but if I go to prison and somebody needs to bail me out, I'm calling my mom.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm calling my mom. And I mean, a couple of other friends, but friends. And then I was like, okay, I'm probably going to meet a hell lot of fake people that I'm going to have to deal with. I'm not a fake person. I'm not going to put up with that. That's going to be very hard because I need to connect with people to get me jobs. So I was like, my personality this is not going to work, because I am not you said it before in the podcast. I have my ideas. I'm very assertive. I try to be polite, but I am who I am, and
you're
I'm not
real.
gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh, now
Gonna bend for you're not gonna bend
no,
for.
like it's not me. So I knew that that was gonna be very very hard, because you need to be with the clique. You need to go to the parties. You need to go to the events. And even the events that I go for Bantu Men, I say to Eddie, I don't want to go to that one. I don't want to go to that one. I want to go to that one. Because on that one, you're celebrating Black artists, you're celebrating youth, society. That's where I want to be.
Were you at the power listing?
Powerless, that was great.
I was there.
Yeah, that was great. Web Summit, I went to the Web Summit. I loved it.
Oh,
Bantuman was one of the official partners. Are you kidding me? A Black
I wanted to be
magazine
there.
online. That is
Wow.
major.
Yeah.
That should have been on freaking TV. Are you serious?
It should. They are doing
Yeah,
amazing things.
that's what I want to be. Because if I can be the face of that and be like, hey, we're here, we're in the biggest technology event in the world.
It is.
Yeah, like that's cool. Now I get it. It's a listening party for another artist. It's alright. It's alright. Like, but it doesn't move me. You know what I mean? If it's an artist that I love, like, oh my god. But I also don't idolize people like that because I've been in the music industry. I've seen a lot of people that I used to idolize.
What
and they
happened?
are just crap.
They're trash.
I'm like, oh, you trash like that? Oh wow. Wow.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
Do you know what I mean? So
Oh, I know what you mean because I'm from inside, so
yeah, you know.
I know
you
all the little
know.
secrets that people talk about, and I'm like, nah, that's not true. But I'm like, oh shit, how they know? Yeah,
So with
some
all that, I was like, let me bounce. And
not for
since
me.
my parents, thank God, always encouraged me to study. That's going to be my next episode. Education is the biggest flex.
Listen,
Don't run from it.
education is the key. I see a lot of artists that are failing, or that failed already, and all of them have the same the same traits, which is uneducated. They don't have financial education. They don't have simple math, geography stuff. They just want to make music and that's it. And you're like, okay. I was having a conversation with my son, who's 19.
Oh, okay. Those years.
So, and I was like, yeah, I want to do this. I was like, I said, listen, you can do anything you want. We're here for you. We're going to support you in whatever you want to do. But if you don't have the education, it's useless because you will not know what to do with it. So you want to do this 5 years. You want to do this 2 years. You want to do this 10 years. You're going to have to study to arrive there. It's not like, and I understand, you've been spoiled. And I was like, I've been spoiled too. I wanted to make music. I had to wait until I was 24 to release my first album. And at 17, I knew that's what I wanted to do. I mean, I knew at 8, but at 17, I knew I wanted to do it professionally, not as a passion.
Yeah.
But 17, 18, 19, economics. 20, economics, 20, 21, 20, 22, 23. Graphic design, marketing, etc., etc. And I was learning all this for my music. And then once my music came out, when I started reading contracts, I was literate. I was not just, let me, no. I was like,
Yeah, you knew.
what is this here? What does it mean? That, it was like, yeah, sign here. Said, I'm going to take it home first and read it. They were like,
Absolutely. Or I'm going to take it to the lawyer, and that's fine.
And these guys were like, and every time I signed a bad deal, it was not a bad deal. It was a sacrifice that I knew I had to do to reach the next level.
You knew where you were getting yourself into.
Oh, listen, I got robbed around between 2003 and 2006, 7, around 400,000 euros. But it took me to today, where I made all that money back 3-4 times already. Because I knew exactly that I needed to be inside of hell building my spaceship so that when it was time to leave, I was ready. But a lot of people, they just want the fame, the girls.
Yeah.
So they don't take the time to learn. They don't take the time to better themselves. A lot of people have, and they don't have that support system at home. And like,
Or yeah.
I thank my parents all the time for how great they are and how important it was for them. My mother is very educated. She was born a princess, lived like a princess all her life, always had like met my dad at 18, got married straight, had me, etc. Lived the life. When she met him, he was a millionaire already, etc., etc. My dad came from border of the river, Congo, equator side, naked feet, nothing, poor.
Same as my dad, yeah.
And went up there. And actually my mom was the prize. That light-skinned beautiful girl, that was the prize for his dark-skinned ass, so but he became big ass politician in Congo and got with my mom. But his obsession was always, I don't want my children to go through what I went through.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
for
And
him,
when you're young, you don't see it.
you don't see it. And for him was the grades. I want good grades. Like listen, I was bringing 15. They were like, it's not 16. 16, that's not 17.
Yes.
18 could have been 19 and a half.
Yeah.
It's like he's 20. He's 20. Yeah, but last week was only 19. Like,
It's
but
like
then
that.
at 17 I was done.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling my son. I was like, hey, when I was your age, I was already studying economics, studying offer and demand, the theory of monetary mass, all that shit. Then I didn't know what it was for, but I was like, and I was telling him, you are calculating stuff with your machine. We had to do everything in the head. They would tell us X, Y, cosinus, whatever, and we had to, from in the head, draw it, etc., etc. So I come from that level and from that school of thought. And by 12, I was speaking 4 languages already. So I was telling him, you had it good because both your parents made it. Both your parents have money. And you come here, you cool. You go there, you cool. You talk to your mom, she sends your grandma, she sends you money. But trust me, whatever you want to do with me, you gonna, hey, listen, you've been spoiled as fuck. But this conversation is, you're gonna learn. And you have to earn stuff so that you understand the value of it.
The value of things.
Because if not, you're gonna think we're gonna do. And we be here. But life
But
is
not
about,
forever.
listen, life, my mom told me early, hey, we're not here forever. I was traumatized. I was like 12. I was like, what you mean? Where you going? Where you going? Listen, I was 12. She's going to Africa. So at a point, my mom and dad was going, and they had my little sisters in Africa, and my dad went from being ambassador in France to being minister of foreign affairs in Congo. So they would only come for a few weeks, then they go back, and they would just do back and forth. So before she leaves, she's like, hey, we're not gonna be here forever, so prepare yourself, and condoms.
What?
What?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But those things, when I arrived to the music industry, I realized I was different from everybody else. And I was actually the way you are in the music industry, and it actually made you pull out. Me, it didn't made me pull out, but it made me very
Cautious, yeah.
and not even cautious. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I would be backstage. I would not talk to nobody. If somebody would talk to me, I would be smiling, polite, etc. But especially when I was in the West Indies in the beginning, first of all, I didn't understand nothing of what people were talking about. But I would just be scared of everybody and not trying to make friends. I was here to do my show, rip shit up, take my money and leave. And soon as I saw everything arrive, the drugs, bitches, all that stuff, and I was like, that's not why I'm here. But I think the education and not wanting to deceive your parents played a very important part in who I am the way I am, and why, interestingly, every time somebody talks to me a little bit in depth, they're like, oh, I'm so surprised as the person that you are, because you really are different from everybody else I've met in the industry. And I tell them, because I'm just a different person. I just have nothing to do with the upbringing. I have parents married, example, brothers, siblings. Like, I have this whole thing where my upbringing shouldn't have brought me here. I should have been a lawyer or a politician or something. And it's just, I just chose my passion, and I use it now to take me to the next thing. A lot of people, they don't have parents sometimes. They don't have parents that teach them the values.
Figure out for themselves, which is an awful experience. And again, I'm also, like yourself, very, very grateful for the parents that I have. Because both of them, but I've lived majority of my life with my mom. She's always been very strict with me.
That's true. I mean, it was the maid for us, but she beat us up. Trust me.
She wouldn't beat me up, but I do understand. She was very strict with grades, with my class, the way I carry myself as a woman, and also with boys. She was like, "You don't need no boyfriend. Like, you 15. I don't understand." And that, obviously, I would still date. Like, she would know, but I thank God, because I also have another episode. In that episode, the Ghetto Love episode, I talk about this, but a lot of young women, young girls, teenagers, they get so distracted by young men.
Yeah, I remember when you said that.
That it can completely change the trajectory of your life. Like, it completely change. Either you get pregnant or you get wrapped up in drama and just
the bullshit. Let's not talk about those who get with married guys.
Yeah, married guys or young man drama. You're not that man's mother. You are not responsible for that. So it really, to me, I'm very grateful for my mom for that, and my dad, because he also was very early on. He was like, please be careful and have your own money, and don't ever financially depend, because that's
I've been rehearsing in my head since the day the doctor told me I was a girl.
Because it's real scary out here.
I've been rehearsing. And I've been saying to myself for 5 years now, okay, listen, you have until she's 10.
Yeah.
And even maybe before.
By 10.
To give her self-confidence, to explain to her how beautiful she is, how her hair is perfect, how etc. Hopefully she's gonna take from you a lot of things, a lot from her mom too. But then it's crazy how every time they look at photos of her, like women and men alike are like, problems. Yeah. Like, she's beautiful. Problems. And I'm like, of course she's beautiful. I'm beautiful. Her mom is beautiful. How you think she was supposed to look? And she's like, yeah, but haha, hey, when she's 13, 14, 15, I was like, oh, her dad was the best player ever. She's gonna have the book. She's gonna have the dictionary. Yo,
Absolutely.
here it is. Here are all the notes.
Yeah.
Like,
But most importantly, I really think that she should be herself.
Of course.
I never stopped reading and being a geek. And no matter who I
Same for me.
dated, if they didn't like it, I'm like, screw you. I love reading. If you don't like it, well, then that's your problem. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
yeah.
this adultification of young girls. That is crazy.
Netflix.
Yeah. Like in
I mean,
media and social media.
Media
and just-
is, listen, yeah, it's at a point. Sometimes I'm like,
it's
come
too
on,
much.
like,
And
let
that-
kids be kids.
Yeah, that's
like-
what's going to make her special. That who she is. If she likes Star Wars or like, I don't know,
Yeah.
she'll develop her own personality, but stick
course.
to that. Don't
Yeah.
try and just be like,
Don't try
changing
to do it for other people. It's
Yes.
it's interesting because I remember when her mom 6 years ago, when she really started having the internet fame.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave her the cameras, I showed her the program. So when she
Yeah.
really started getting into, one day we meet a girl with her mom, and the girl is like, oh my God, like, oh, so me, I was used to people stopping me for me, but now they're stopping me for my girlfriend. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, can you take photos? I'm like, oh, I do photos now. Okay, so I'm old.
Let's go.
So, so the mom is telling her. So she was exactly. You see the way you are now. That's exactly how she is on normal days. She just, yeah, same thing. She put her glasses. She has her hair, and so this girl was like 14, and she's like, oh, Mom, can I do a photo with her, etc. And I asked her. I said, hey, she wants to do a photo with you. Like, you should do it. And she was like, nah, I don't want to. I was like, well, it's part of the. No. Hey, look at me. I said, you're beautiful. No, I'm not. And I was like, listen, just do a photo. Like, take my black glasses and like, just. And she was like, no, please say something. So I went to the mom and said, listen, she's not a good day. She's not feeling it. TPM, whatever. It's really not. It's just she's not comfortable today. Blah 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 blah. And the mom was a little. She was more sad because of her daughter. And the daughter was like, no, I understand, but tell her I love her so much. I was like, yeah, don't worry, I will tell her. But she's very shy. She's not used to that, all these things. And the mom was like, yeah, but like she does it. She's just. I was like, actually, she doesn't do it for that. She does it because she loves the photos, and she was not maybe ready for what comes with it. And then the mom was like, but can we do photos with you at least? And I was like, yeah, me. I'm a seasoned professional. I'm always ready. I always have my glasses ready. That I'm actually know that I cannot go out to Vasco da Gama shopping in pajamas. I know it. Even buy bread in pajamas. There's always gonna be somebody. So I'm ready all the time. So I was like, yeah, of course. Do the photo with the mom. Actually, the mom was a fan. So the daughter did photos with me. So she was happy. It was okay. And I was like, sorry again. And then I talked to her. I was like, hey, listen, you did a mistake here. She was really like a genuine fan. She's young, and those people are the people that you are influencing. You have to. And she was like, no, that's not me. And I was like, okay. And that's not her. She's not that person. So, of course, with time, she learned to do
Be
some
more
photos from time to
social,
time, but
yes.
actually she's not in for that. It was never her thing. She's antisocial. She has like one friend, and that's her sister. That's it. Everybody else is always here for something, betraying at a point. Like, there's always a problem at a point. Now she has that one friend, that's her sister. The other friend, that's her brother. That's it. And she doesn't even like need somebody. She's on the phone all the time with her cousins. That's it.
Yeah.
And she's happy like that. My father's a diplomat, so I have this thing with people. I know how to handle people. I like to be on my own, actually. I prefer being on my own. I'm a very lone wolf person, but I can be in the crowd. I know how to handle myself. I know how to control that whole thing because I'm a professional. But yeah, I understand that some people, it's really not their thing. So at a point, as I meet artists, I always tell them, don't tell me what you're gonna do when you're gonna be famous or rich, because you have no idea. You have no idea. None of us know.
Yeah.
Like,
only when it gets to you, right?
only when it gets to you. On that note, it's been 2 hours and a half. I got you.
2 hours? No.
This is Club Shada. We don't feel it go. It's listen. When the conversation is good, when the guy is good, you don't feel it.
And the girl is good.
Of course. And the people watching are good. Club Shada. Yeah. For those who are still awake, because a lot of people, they fall asleep listening to me and then they come back to watch it. So listen, if you enjoy that conversation with Mary here, please put some rainbows in the chat. Those who are still awake, those who are not, put it in the comments when you watch the replay. I'm very, 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 very happy to have you, and I want to say thank you to all the 200 people who were watching us live. I know there's going to be usually there's another 300 people tomorrow. There's a lot of people that watch the show the next day usually. Yeah. Those who are sleeping, those who are work. So I enjoyed listening. Joel. Yeah, it was very interesting.
Does Joel, that name sounds very familiar. Does he do music videos?
No, Joel does. No, it's not Joel from Lisbon.
Yeah.
This one is in Canada. You're talking about Joel from Afro Digital, maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to call him. I need him to do a music video for me. It's time for me to do a music video for my album. I was like,
it's time.
Eddie Pipoca was asking me in that podcast I did with Bantu Men, please go listen to it. Yeah, okay. I mean, you didn't promote that album. I was like, I just don't care. But I'm gonna do a music video. I gotta do a music video for the album. So now Joel does he help people set up their YouTube presence, YouTube channels.
That's wonderful.
And he also does, for example, you have your own show, and he's gonna do all I'm doing by myself as I'm talking to you. I'm also clicking everywhere. He's gonna do it for you remotely. So you just come on your camera. He does the rest. Takes care of your guests, take care of the comment, etc. And he does.
Need help with the AdSense. I need to figure it out.
I can help you. I got you.
Okay.
And Joel works. He's a slave of his wife, who has a great show. His wife has a show that is about. It's about life in general, and different issues like societal issue. More with it's a lot of subject. So her last subject, let me go to her YouTube channel. Her last subject was so Dalia TV. I'm always supposed. Oh wait, well, I don't find her channel. Oh, Dalia M TV. Sorry.
Oh, this is Dahlia that was talking to us.
Yes, exactly. So her latest episode is so she's live on Saturdays. The last one was Let's Talk About Maturity. and the one before was how do you handle hypocrisy around you. So she has that type of, or what do we do with others people's opinions. And
Got it.
so Joel is in the back end, and sometimes now he also comes in the front, and he has his channel where he talks more about the technical side of YouTube, but it's in Lingala or in French. So yeah, but you can ask me. Listen, you want to know about AdSense? You can ask me any question. I've been on YouTube partner since 2008, so
I'll
I
definitely
know
ask you.
a lot a bit about it. So thanks, Joel, for watching. Thank you, Emery, for watching. Thank you so much, Saru, for watching. I came late. I'm gonna catch up replay. Yes, Kendrick, you're gonna love it. It was an amazing content. Dalia, ain't your husband? Listen, let me explain to you quickly, Dalia. She started dating my cousin, Joel. We grew up together in Congo. And my cousins, the girls, his sisters and his cousins, mostly his cousins, our cousins, they didn't like her.
Ooh.
So she planned on stabbing them. But that was 20 years ago. Now they're all friends. But that's the story. So imagine.
Very dramatic.
This is
Yeah.
Dalia. That's what she does. She's like,
Definitely, we
he's
need
my
to be
guy.
careful with you.
He's my guy. And she was planning to stab one of our cousins, in one of our auntie's funeral.
Oh my God, it's giving morbid.
She's next level.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So she was a very big TV presenter back in Congo as well, and then they actually start talking on the internet, and she just flew to meet him in Canada, and then they've been together ever since, the last 20 years, if not more.
Amazing.
Yeah,
She
they were made for each other.
shot her shot. Yeah.
This was about to stab people. So imagine.
Oh my God, he say don't listen to it.
Well, listen, I have the episode. She see, she's saying self-defense.
I can't. This is happening where they're like next to each other, so it's amazing.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
They're both there chatting on their phone next to each other with their kids. Don't even know what time it is out there in Canada. Here in Portugal, it is 3 a.m. and 3 minutes. So listen, I woke up at 7 and I didn't sleep well because of allergies, because the weather keeps going up and down here. So it's interesting. Like, the conversation was so interesting that I don't feel asleep. I think I'm gonna start watching House of Dragon.
I do feel a bit tired and sleepy, but I think we should definitely do a part 2
Listen,
because it's really nice.
this is your house.
Okay.
Whenever you want to come, you just tell me, hey, I'd love to be a guest. You can come in anytime, and listen, at night you can come to the chat as well, and
I'm gonna join the chat.
you be part of the Shada gang.
Yeah. Shada gang. Pop, 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 pop.
Kendrick says love at first sight. Another one.
Oh my God.
10 p.m. where you are. Yeah, 10 p.m. in Canada. All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that was cool. And we have to do part 2 of your. We have to do part 2 of your podcast as well, because we ended.
Yeah.
We talked about business, but I actually would love to go on your podcast and talk relationships.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Any subject. I think we have a great conversation chemistry. So
Yeah, let's do
I'm
it.
waiting for Joel to go to sleep. Okay. Hey. Hey.
All right.
Alrighty. Oh my
You
God,
guys, it
these
was a
people.
pleasure. This was really fun.
It was.
Yeah, we should. We are going to do it um, more times, I'm sure.
We will. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a track that I did for my mama. That is called. I did it in 2005, and the name of the song is "Mama, My Woman." And with that, thank you, Emery. And with I'm gonna leave all you guys there. So, Mary, thank you again for coming, and see you for part two.
Yes,
Have a
thank you
great
for
night.
having. See you.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Have you ever loved someone from the bottom of your life and soul? And it feels like you're flying forever. Have you ever felt like writing poems and letters? And it feels like the sunshine forever. Well, you my special someone, and I will love you forever. You are my woman. Mama, you are my woman. Oh yeah, and I will never let you down. Oh yeah, you my only one forever. And have you ever felt for someone like giving away everything? And it feels like life has a meaning. Have you ever felt like crying, just like I feel right now? And it feels like the deepest feeling. Well, if you feel the same way for someone, I hope you make him listen to